Welcome to the AdExpert Podcast. Imagine you are standing ankle deep in water in your kitchen at 2 in the morning.
Oh, the worst nightmare.
Right. A pipe under the sink just burst. So you grab your phone and you furiously type, like, emergency plumber near me.
You're panicking.
Exactly. And in that exact moment of panic, you are not looking to leisurely read a company's mission statement,
Definitely not.
You aren't interested in browsing some beautiful digital brochure. You need help, and you need it right this second.
Yeah, immediately.
So today we are doing a deep dive into completely transforming how you view your website. We're looking at how to take it from a passive online business card, basically, and forge it into this highly efficient local lead generating machine.
What's fascinating here is that local lead generation completely flips the script on how we traditionally think about the internet.
How so?
Well, for the longest time, web traffic was all about scale. It was almost this ego game of trying to capture thousands, maybe millions of global visitors.
Right, going viral.
Exactly. But local lead generation is the exact opposite of that. It is not about casting a massive net across the globe.
Correct.
It's about capturing a handful of highly targeted people who live right down the street from your business. And, most importantly, they have their credit card in hand, ready to buy right now.
Okay, let's unpack this, because that shift in thinking is huge.
It changes everything.
It really does.
Yeah.
It completely changes the objective of a website. I mean, aiming for national or global web traffic when you're actually a local business, say a dentist or a roofing company, is like paying an absolute fortune to put up a massive billboard on a highway like hundreds of miles away from your actual storefront.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, a ton of people might drive by and see it, but absolutely none of them are going to pull over and drive 6 hours to buy from you.
No, of course not.
Whereas mastering local lead generation, that is like having an irresistible, brilliantly lit sign right outside the neighborhood coffee shop where all your ideal customers are already hanging out.
That is a perfect way to visualize the shift in strategy. And, to really understand the mechanics of building that brightly lit sign, we are relying on a highly specific blueprint today.
Right, from AdExpert.
Yes, this comes from AdExpert. To give you some necessary context, they are a premier Los Angeles-based online marketing and web development agency.
Okay.
And they have over a decade of experience operating in this highly competitive arena. The strategy we're dissecting today is spearheaded by their founder and marketing strategist, Sam Ashwafi,
Got it.
along with Asa Nabavati, who is their expert in SEO and professional analytics.
And it is worth noting that they aren't just publishing, like, abstract marketing theory here.
No, not at all.
They are operating in some of the most fiercely competitive local markets you can imagine. We're talking about dominating local search in high-demand areas in and around LA.
Yeah, specifically places like Woodland Hills, Calabasas, Winnetka,
Oh, wow, yeah.
Tarzana, Encino, Sherman Oaks. And it goes on, like West Hills, Reseda, Burbank, and Van Nuys.
The level of competition in those neighborhoods means you have to understand the mechanics of local intent perfectly, or you simply do not survive.
Precisely. And that word intent is really the foundation of everything we are discussing today.
Because it's different from someone just browsing.
Drastically different. When a local search happens, especially on a mobile device within driving distance of a business, the intent is just night and day compared to a desktop search.
Right.
Going back to your plumbing example, that user is highly motivated. They have an immediate problem.
Yeah, the kitchen is flooding.
Exactly. In that critical window of motivation, your website is the ultimate deciding factor. It is the final barrier between them calling you or, clicking the back button and calling your competitor.
Wow.
You essentially have 1 minute, or honestly less, to prove you are the definitive solution.
But here's the catch. And this actually confused me when I was first reviewing the AdExpert methodology.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if we are talking about turning a website into a lead generation machine, why does their blueprint put such a massive emphasis on a Google business profile?
Right. It seems off topic.
Yeah. It feels totally counterintuitive to start a website optimization strategy entirely off-site.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the logic becomes undeniable, I promise. You have to look at this from the perspective of the search engine.
Okay, I'm tracking.
Search engines like Google are inherently cautious, and they're incredibly protective of their users. Their entire business model relies on providing the best, most relevant, and most legitimate answer to a query.
Right. If they give bad answers, people stop using Google.
Exactly. So before their algorithm will ever rank your website on page 1 for a local search, it needs overwhelming proof that you are a real operating business in that specific geographical area.
And that's where the profile comes in.
Yes, your Google business profile acts as that initial proof. In fact, it's often the very first thing a searcher sees.
Like in the map section.
Right, it's displayed prominently in the local map pack before they even have the opportunity to scroll down to your actual website link.
So it's essentially the digital storefront that sits in front of your actual website.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I get that you need to fill it out, add your hours, list your services, upload some pictures. But AdExpert places absolute vital importance on something called NAP consistency.
Yes.
NAP.
Key. Name, address, and phone number. Why is this so critical? I mean, shouldn't it be obvious?
Well, it's because of how the algorithm verifies your existence. Think of Google as this highly skeptical detective.
Okay.
When it wants to verify your business, it doesn't just look at what you claim on your own website. It sends automated bots crawlers out across the entire internet.
To look for what? Exactly.
They scan local Chamber of Commerce directories, the Yellow Pages, local Yelp listings, obscure industry directories. It's basically compiling a massive digital dossier on your business.
Wow.
And based on all that data, it assigns your business a confidence score. Let me stop you there because I want to make sure I understand the mechanics of this confidence score.
Sure.
Let's say my business is located on Main Street, and I spell out STREET on my website, but I use the abbreviation Saint on my Google business profile.
Right.
And maybe, I don't know, my Yelp profile from 5 years ago has an old phone number I forgot to update. How does the algorithm react to that?
The algorithm sees a data conflict. To a human, street and saint mean the exact same thing.
Yeah, obviously.
But to an algorithm, those are two distinct data points that do not match. When data points conflict, the search engine's confidence score drops.
Just over an abbreviation.
Just over that. The algorithm starts to wonder, is this business still open? Did they move? If I send my user to this address, will they find an empty building?
Oh, I see.
And the moment a search engine loses confidence, it penalizes you. It will simply drop your local rankings and elevate a competitor whose data footprint is perfectly consistent, because that competitor represents a safer bet for their user.
That is wild to think about. A simple abbreviation mismatch across the internet can literally cost you thousands of dollars in local leads because an algorithm got anxious.
Exactly. It demands absolute certainty. Now, once you have established that certainty offsite and your confidence score is high, you finally move to the website itself.
Finally.
Right. But again, you have to speak the search engine's language. This brings us to the actual words on your pages, which is your local keyword strategy.
Right. Now, AdExpert mentions running a full local SEO audit, using tools like SEMrush to figure out what people are actually typing into the search bar.
Yes.
But can you define what an SEO audit actually entails in this context? Because I hear that term thrown around constantly.
An SEO audit in a local context is a diagnostic scan of your website and your competitors' websites to identify the gap between what you offer and what local people are searching for.
Okay, so it's finding that gap.
Exactly. Using a tool like SEMrush allows you to see the exact search volume for specific phrases. The strategy here is highly specific combination mapping.
What does that mean, combination mapping?
Well, you aren't just trying to rank for a generic term like roof repair. You are identifying that, say, 500 people a month in your specific service area are searching for flat roof repair in Glendale.
Gotcha.
The audit reveals the specific linguistic bridges you need to build to connect their query to your business.
But there is a pretty stern warning in the methodology about how we build those linguistic bridges.
Yes, there is.
It seems like the temptation would be to just copy and paste flat roof repair in Glendale 50 times across the homepage to make sure the algorithm sees it.
Oh, absolutely do not do that. That is known as keyword stuffing, and it will actively destroy your rankings.
Really?
Destroy them.
Yes. While you absolutely need those location-based keywords in your page titles, your main headings, and naturally woven into your body content, the readability for a human being must always dictate the flow.
Right, because people are actually reading it. If a sentence reads like a malfunctioning robot wrote it just to cram the word Glendale in 5 times, a human visitor is going to immediately recognize it as spam and hit the back button.
Which brings up another technical term we should clarify: bounce rate.
Yes, bounce rate. A bounce occurs when a user clicks on your website from the search results, takes one look at your awkward keyword-stuffed page, and immediately clicks back to return to Google.
Ouch.
Yeah. If that happens frequently, you develop a high bounce rate. The search engine monitors this behavior. A high bounce rate sends a massive, glaring signal to the algorithm that your website did not satisfy the user's intent.
So it punishes you.
The algorithm concludes your site is unhelpful, and it will demote your ranking accordingly. You have to optimize for the machine, but write for the human.
Here's where it gets really interesting to me. Let's say we've successfully navigated all of this.
Okay.
We have the pristine Google business profile. Our NFP is completely flawless across the web. The algorithm's confidence score is sky high. We naturally wove in the perfect local keywords.
Sounds perfect.
The user searches, sees us, and clicks the link. But getting them to click is only half the battle, right?
That's right.
Now they are actually standing inside our digital storefront. And AdExpert's rules for the psychology of a high-converting landing page are incredibly strict.
They have to be strict because cognitive friction is the enemy of conversion.
Cognitive friction.
Yes. The psychology here is entirely based on immediate relevance. The millisecond they arrive, that page needs to prove, visually and textually, that you solve their exact problem in their exact neighborhood.
One specific rule really stood out. AdExpert says a roofing repair page and a roof replacement page should never share the same content.
Never.
They demand separate, dedicated pages. I have to play devil's advocate here.
Go for it.
Isn't it significantly easier to just have one really well-designed Our Services page that lists everything you do?
Right.
Like, why isn't a comprehensive homepage enough?
Because a comprehensive homepage is a generalist, and a local searcher with an immediate problem is looking for a specialist.
Oh, I see.
It comes down to cognitive overload. Think about the user's mindset.
Yeah.
If I'm frantically searching for someone to patch a small leaking hole in my roof, and I land on a massive homepage that is aggressively trying to sell me a $20,000 full roof replacement,
Right.
featuring endless paragraphs about commercial roofing materials I don't care about, I feel unseen. I feel like you don't understand my specific immediate problem.
I see. It forces the user to do the work of figuring out if you actually do the small thing they need.
Exactly. And users don't want to work. Dedicated pages for specific services prevent that confusion. They provide laser focus.
That makes total sense.
A landing page should answer one simple question within 3 seconds. Why should this local visitor choose you for this exact problem?
Okay, so we give them that laser focus.
Mm-hmm.
They know we can fix the leak. Now we need them to contact us.
Mm-hmm.
This brings us to forms.
Yes, the forms.
The AdExpert guide states that lead forms must be above the fold, meaning the part of the web page you see immediately on your screen before you have to scroll down even a millimeter.
Right.
But they also enforce a strict limit on the form itself. Just 3 fields: name, phone number, and service type.
That is correct.
I have to push back on this. Only 3 fields. No email address.
I know, it sounds crazy to some marketers.
Every piece of marketing advice out there says the money is in the list. Building an email list is supposed to be the holy grail. It feels almost reckless to let a hot lead submit a form without capturing their email address.
In a broader e-commerce or content marketing context, you're absolutely right. But remember the context of local lead generation.
It's bursting pipe.
Exactly. This isn't someone signing up for a weekly newsletter about plumbing tips. This is a distress signal. Every single extra field you ask a motivated visitor to fill out introduces friction, and friction bleeds conversions.
Because they just want to be done with it.
Yes. Every extra keystroke is a chance for them to second-guess the interaction. If you ask for their email, they instantly wonder, are they going to spam me?
Right. Am I going to get weird promotional emails forever?
Exactly. If you ask for their home address before they've even spoken to a human being, it feels deeply invasive. Name, phone number, and what they need help with. That is the absolute minimum viable information required to start a human conversation.
Keep it simple.
You want to make it as effortless as possible for them to say yes to that initial contact.
That makes profound sense when you frame it around friction. But even with a simple form, they need to trust you before they hand over their phone number.
Yes, trust is key.
The methodology emphasizes local trust signals to bridge that gap.
Yeah.
What does a successful local trust signal actually look like?
Nearby buyers want undeniable proof that you belong to their community. Generic, sweeping claims like serving the surrounding area for 20 years fail to build trust because well, anyone can type that.
It's just words.
Right. Instead, your landing pages need highly specific, localized proof.
So if I am a plumber, I shouldn't just buy a glossy stock photo of a smiling model holding a wrench and put it on my site.
Oh, please don't. Stock photos actively harm your credibility in local marketing. Yes. The user's brain subconsciously registers that the photo is fake, which means they subconsciously begin to doubt the authenticity of the business itself.
Wow. So what do you do instead?
You need real, authentic photos of your actual team working on recognizable local homes. You need a text list of the very specific neighborhoods or subdivisions you serve.
Okay, getting hyper-local.
Exactly. And most importantly, you need to embed real, local reviews from people who live in those specific areas. In a crowded local market where 5 different businesses offer the exact same service for the exact same price, localized specificity is the only differentiator that separates you and the buyer's mind.
Specificity builds credibility. I love that. And for the demographic of people who absolutely refuse to fill out any form, no matter how short it is, the phone number is the final safety net.
Yes, the phone number.
AdExpert is very particular about its placement.
It cannot be an afterthought. It must be in the top header of every single page. It should not be buried at the bottom in the footer, and it should not be hidden behind a generic Contact Us tab.
And on a mobile device, it must be explicitly clickable, a literal one-tap-to-call function.
Yes. If a user has to memorize your phone number, close their browser, open their phone app, and manually type the number in,
Oh, you've lost them.
you have already lost them. And ideally, you pair that clickable number with a commanding, immediate call to action. Don't just say phone. Say call now for same-day service. Give them a compelling, time-sensitive reason to tap that button right this second.
So what does this all mean? We've built this perfect local foundation off-site to satisfy the search engine algorithms, and we have these incredibly optimized, psychologically tuned landing pages designed to eliminate friction for the human user.
Sounds pretty good, right?
It does. But digital marketing is rarely a scenario where you can just build it and walk away. I want to shift into the tech advantage, because AdExpert's strategy relies heavily on data and compounding momentum.
It does.
I want to try an analogy here to explain the difference between paid ads and organic local SEO. Tell me if this accurately captures the dynamic.
Go ahead. I'd love to hear it.
Relying solely on paid ads, like Google Local Services ads, is kind of like paying a promoter to stand on a busy street corner and shout your business name at everyone who walks by.
Okay. I like it.
It works instantly, but the absolute second you stop paying that promoter, he goes home, and you are instantly invisible again.
That's spot on.
Organic local SEO, the deep website optimization we've been talking about, is more like slowly campaigning to become the mayor of that town. You are building infrastructure, you are earning trust, you are establishing a permanent presence. It takes much longer, but eventually the town just naturally recommends you, and you don't have to pay for every single recommendation. Is that accurate?
It is a phenomenal analogy. Paid ads offer immediate velocity, but they offer zero long-term equity in your digital real estate.
Yeah.
A properly optimized website, acting as a lead-generating machine, is an asset that compounds over time. It continues to attract qualified local visitors while you sleep, without you having to pay the platform a tax for every single click.
But it's not a set-it-and-forget-it thing, right?
Yeah. No, much like running a city, maintaining that position requires relentless data analysis and technological integration.
And that data integration seems to be the core of AdExpert's modern approach. They don't rely on gut feelings. They emphasize real-time tracking and something called A/B testing.
Yes.
Can you break down the mechanism of how A/B testing actually improves a website over time?
A/B testing is basically the scientific method applied to digital marketing. It involves creating 2 slightly different versions of a landing page, version A and version B, and routing half your traffic to one and half to the other.
Okay, so you split the traffic.
Right, and you change exactly one variable. For example, maybe version A has a red Call Now button and version B has a green one.
Just tiny changes like that?
Exactly. Or maybe you test a headline that says emergency plumber against one that says 247 fast plumbing. You let the data dictate the winner. You track which version actually generates more phone calls.
And then what?
Once you have a statistically significant winner, you make that the permanent page, and then you test a new variable.
And doing that consistently over months is how you slowly engineer a page that converts at an incredibly high rate.
Yes, it compounds.
Which leads us to the AI revolution. The blueprint discusses how AdExpert leverages AI in this process. And honestly, AI gets thrown around so much right now as a buzzword.
It really does.
How does an agency actually use AI to generate plumbing or roofing leads in Los Angeles?
Well, in this context, AI is not a chatbot writing your blog posts. It is an analytical powerhouse focused on pattern recognition at a massive scale.
Pattern recognition.
Yeah. AdExpert utilizes AI-powered predictive analytics to process thousands of behavioral data points simultaneously, far faster than any human data scientist could.
Like what kind of data points?
The AI can spot micro-trends in local searches. For example, it might identify that users searching from Calabasas tend to click on pages highlighting premium materials, while users in Reseda convert higher when financing options are featured at the top of the page.
That is incredibly specific.
Right. It can then dynamically optimize campaigns and ad spend on the fly to capitalize on those incredibly nuanced, hyper-local trends. It provides a terrifying competitive edge because it removes human guesswork entirely.
But even armed with AI analytics and scientifically tested landing pages, we need to manage expectations for you, the listener.
Oh, absolutely.
If you start implementing this blueprint today, your phone is not going to magically start ringing off the hook tomorrow morning, right?
No, it will not. Any agency that promises you an overnight jump to organic page 1 ranking is simply lying to you.
Let's be clear about that.
Yes. AdExpert is very transparent that meaningful movement in local search results typically takes 3 to 6 months. You are attempting to build undeniable trust with a highly complex search engine algorithm, and trust, by its very nature, requires time to establish.
So during that 3 to 6 month incubation period, what should a business owner actually be doing? How do they know it's working before the leads start pouring in?
You have to commit to a strict monthly review routine. You monitor your local keyword rankings to ensure you are slowly moving up from page 4 to page 3 to page 2.
Right.
But more importantly, you must dive into the analytics to identify which specific pages are actually generating the form fills and phone calls.
So you aren't just looking at the raw traffic number.
Never. Raw traffic is a vanity metric. If 1,000 people visit your site and 0 people call you, that traffic is completely useless.
Totally useless.
You want to identify the pages that ring the phone, and then you apply that A/B testing methodology to make small, steady, isolated changes that compound your conversion rate over time.
Let's bring this all together. The core mission of this deep dive was uncovering the mechanics of turning nearby, high-intent visitors into real paying leads.
Yes.
And the blueprint from AdExpert reveals that success is not random. It is an engineered architecture. It requires a flawless off-site Google business profile with perfect NFP consistency to earn the algorithm's trust.
Crucial step.
It requires a local keyword strategy built on human readability. It demands laser-focused, service-specific landing pages that eliminate cognitive friction with short, 3-field forms placed above the fold.
Right.
You have to prove you belong to the neighborhood with unmistakable local trust signals, real photos, real reviews, and a phone number that is impossible to miss. And finally, it requires the patience to let data, A/B testing, and AI analytics compound your results over time.
Yeah, is the complete anatomy of a highly efficient local lead generating machine. But I want to leave you with this.
Go for it.
This raises an important question for you to consider. In an increasingly borderless, globalized digital world, isn't it wonderfully ironic that the ultimate competitive advantage for your specific business might just be proving how deeply connected you are to the physical neighborhood right outside your door? Take a hard, honest look at your website today. Does it feel like it truly belongs to the fabric of your city, or could it literally be from anywhere?
That is a powerful question to evaluate your own digital storefront against. If you want to stop being a generic business from anywhere and start ruthlessly dominating your local market, you can explore AdExpert's in-depth content and SEO services, or reach out to their team directly at info@adexpert.io to start turning your local traffic into real customers. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.